conversations that come to you as an afterthought. This is But Seriously, We Mean It.
We're just two curious people with lots to say about anything and everything.
No, but seriously, we mean it.
What's up? This is But Seriously, We Mean It, and it's a zoom, zoom.
Grand finale.
Season 1. And we're reflecting on some of our favorite moments this season. What? Okay, let's start with your favorite conversation.
Black Text was interesting. I enjoyed Black Text. I want to finish this duty because I know that one day I'll be able to make something out of myself. So it depends on what you value. So if I value having a car, I'll feel like it's a chore. Like, why are you guys always expecting me to buy you guys bread all the time? I could be saving up to buy my car. But then there's people who are like, I'm buying bread, but I know one day I will get my car.
Why is it that masithi kukhona lo muntu uhlale encedwa apha endlini, they're always the ones who are receiving abakhongozeleyo, and the day that they get a job, it's almost like everyone has an opinion on how they should be spending their money. Why is it that we strip people of their dignity when they're at a point where they are in need, and then when they try to regain their lives, it's almost like, how dare you get your life together? My favorite moments though are from GB comes to Joburg.
Ek weet. I know. I definitely know what her favorite moments are. I think those moments are fun also. It was very lighthearted, but it was also very realistic. Yeah, because it's very hard to be very real about things that we face sometimes.
Sure.
So I liked that we were very open and real about our situations.
I felt naked with the insecurities episode and relationships, surprisingly.
Yeah, relationships.
When you continue to give, it gets tiring. But the expectation is that you must give because you've assumed the role of giving. But what happens when your cup is completely empty and you've got nothing more to give? When is it time to pull the plug?
I think whenever it feels like it's not fulfilling or benefiting you, sometimes it's hard, especially if it's family. Because I always see people saying, like, family causes them the biggest heartbreak. But saying that you're going to separate from your family is just, for me, it's difficult. Because what if it's people that you live with? And you're saying you want to cut the cord? It's easy when it's friendships or relationship or like boyfriend and girlfriend. But if it's your mom, how do you give up on your mom? Relationships it went, you didn't think it was going to go there.
It took a totally different direction from the time we were talking about it. And I remember feeling like, is this really where we're going with this? And being honest about your weaknesses is not easy. But I think we did that.
Especially for insecurities now.
Yeah.
What did you learn when it comes to like doing the podcast and finally doing season 1 and being able to open up not only to yourself and me, but to every other person?
Wow, okay. So, firstly, that sometimes just starts. Jeez. Just starts.
I second that.
And then I think the process, how we sit and think about what conversations come to us as an afterthought. And then when we actually have those conversations, it's such a beauty to see it taking its own form. Because from the time you allow it to happen, there's almost nothing you can do about it. It rolls out and it plays itself out the way it's meant to. I also learned that sometimes it's okay for things to go a different way. How you initially anticipated or were expecting things to go
you planned it out
is not always how it's going to go. And sometimes things turn out for the better. What were your key lessons? Especially because we were formulating this from literally
Out of
conversations that come to us as an afterthought, from conversations that we used to have?
Firstly, it's to start. I also learned to be able to trust myself and to trust the things that come out of my mouth. I feel like speaking, saying that it's very, it's so simple, but it's very difficult to be able to sit in a position where you feel like you have to speak on a certain topic or reflect on a certain subject and trusting the things that come out of your mouth. I feel like it's a big thing. Because people, we speak sometimes, but do we really know what we're saying? So I think it's important to trust what you say.
In the format of, I mean, let's say the style that we chose to go with. I mean, I have never been funny, but we laughed a lot during our engagements, and I think some of the things that we were laughing about, ezinye abanye bahleke besingahleki kuzo. I also learned that just let go sometimes. Just let go. Allow yourself to let go. Be the joke in the room sometimes. It's not that deep.
Really, I feel like sometimes we actually, that's true. We really need to get to a point where it's okay to not say smart things all the time. It's okay for people to not perceive you. It just allow people to laugh with you, not at you, but allow people to laugh with you.
I like what you're saying.
Allow people to be in the moment with you and be like, oh, actually, I get that. I resonate with that. And that forms part of the fact that what you're thinking is not necessarily your thoughts only. There's so many people that are thinking the same thing.
What do you think, which conversation do you think we could have explored a bit more, that you felt we had room to go in deeper, but
We didn't.
for whatever reason we didn't?
Don't kill me. But I feel like with insecurities, yes, we were naked. I think one of my insecurities is being I don't ever want to find myself in a position where I feel like I'm offending someone. So I struggle to speak my truth. Because I'm always like, okay, I don't want to be in a position where I F up this relationship or this family situation because of what I said and what my truth is. But I don't think we really went into deep in terms of some of our deepest insecurities. Because I feel like those insecurities do kind of channel how we are currently living our lives. And sometimes we find it so difficult to be honest about direct things that are in your face with, okay, no, you're definitely insecure about that. So I feel like it was a great conversation. We did open up, but there was space to expand it. Yeah.
I definitely look forward to engaging a bit more with people from the outside and sharing what their experiences have been, because one of my favorite episodes is also therapy. Why should we go to therapy?
Because we have been through some stuff. Like, there's a lot of things that happen in our childhood that I think we didn't acknowledge. Especially when we start growing up and then we see certain patterns and you're like, I should have addressed that at that time. And now you're stuck in certain cycles that you don't know where they come from. But had you gone to therapy, then it wouldn't have been that way.
I've never been to therapy. I haven't started yet. I'm only started to see signs now. Zogba, girl, you need help. But I also don't feel like I've related to the narrative of childhood traumas. But that's not to say there's nothing in my childhood that would have been an indicator that I need to get into therapy.
And I think when we think of childhood traumas, you think it has to be something big. Because I think people they just think of rape, which is like a big thing that happens to somebody. They think of losing a parent, which is a big thing, but there's certain things that happen, like small little things. Maybe when your siblings would speak to you, they would talk down on you mostly. Okay. So growing up, you would be like, okay, you almost accept any kind of diss or negative way of people talking to you. It's just these patterns that don't really have to do with big events.
I think I really had fun with that one, and coming in from the perspective of not having been in that room and you sharing your experience and being able to upright and from the onset admit that there was an opportunity that you wasted. You feel that you could have capitalized a bit more on your experience when you were going through it.
Every time I go there, because I would go there almost every day, I felt like the other kids would feel like there's something wrong with me. So I avoided going there, and I avoided, which is something, when I look back, I think it was so stupid.
I think that such conversations, there's so many people who would probably say, yes, me too. And then Nabanye, who feel like they appointed themselves as the healer in their communities. That was such an impactful and important conversation, which I think will live on for so many years, especially because of the importance of mental health in the spaces that we live in.
True. Therapy is really expensive. When I was checking out the prices, I was like, okay.
In South Africa.
That's why people say they'd rather buy a bottle of wine.
Are you planning on going for therapy anytime soon?
Absolutely. I'm definitely planning on going for therapy. I need a live-in therapist. I swear.
On speed dial.
I literally need my therapist on speed dial. I need to, I don't know. I feel so passionate about it. I definitely think I am going for therapy. Are you going for therapy?
I will definitely sign up. Sign me up, ma'am. I am going for therapy. I am actually, remember that pledge that we even did with our relationships?
Yeah. So I think for me, moving forward in my relationships, I think what I need to do is learn to accept love. I need to learn to accept that I deserve to be loved, and I deserve to be loved right.
I think going forward in my relationships, I will learn to find the positive out of these uncomfortable situations and not constantly feel like I must defend myself immediately or it's time to run or lock the doors, it's danger, but just love from a place of positivity. I have I have been following through with that as well, like making a very conscious decision to invest.
I feel like I've failed with that pledge. I don't know. Have you
trying, but also
I'm really struggling with that pledge. I just hope soon I will get in the hang of it, because I feel like allowing love to come into your life and whatnot. I do. I had a situation a few weeks ago where I bought a packet of chips and I ate them and I could feel like there's something wrong. Then I checked the expiry date the next day and I realized it's been expired. So nothing has changed in that department. I just need I need to do better, honestly. Read the expiry date and see. What are some of the conversations that you look forward to engaging in the next season?
I am not my hair. I know it's a tired.
It depends on the angle. It really depends on the angle. I feel like we always look at it from this angle. Natural hair. If you wear weaves, you're not supporting the natural hair drive or the natural hair activism. But I feel like there's another angle.
I honestly just look forward to us talking about how taking care of yourself as a young professional who's trying to navigate life is a real thing. So you factor in your budget, you factor in a budget yentloko all the time. And something as simple as making up your mind, but ndizokwenza ndoni the next time. I think that we are not always going to talk about our hair from an element of insecurity or struggle or lack of or being apologetic, but we can actually have a conversation about good quality hair.
Yeah.
Where can I find good quality hair? Where do you buy hair extensions? What's the best way to capitalize
How
on
do
hair
you feel
extensions?
comfortable when you're wearing a wig for like a whole month? So we don't always have to be like, okay, this is this versus this. But how do you guys, because I always ask myself, I had a wig for a week. And I found it so difficult to maintain how it looked. So I would like some tips on how do you guys wear different wigs and make them look so bomb all the time? I think it's important to ask those questions. Natural hair is very difficult to maintain. How do people maintain the curls in their hair? You know?
I look forward to going out a bit more. As you can see, we're exploring. I mean, we're married to the couch because it's very comfortable. Also trying to establish that, get a sense of what truly makes, but seriously, we mean it, a conversation that's worth listening to. Before we bring in all these other external factors like getting performances, interviewing people, going out and broadcasting from, shooting from galleries, we're still going to have quite a lot of fun. And it doesn't change the fact that at the crux of it all is these conversations that matter, which come to us as an afterthought. Sometimes you feel like, am I crazy for even thinking about this? Or is anyone else experiencing what I'm going through? We are just trying to navigate this life thing. Half the time we're winging it, we have no idea what we're doing, but we're gonna bring you along and we're all gonna have fun together.
That's it for this week. Catch us next time on But Seriously We Mean It, when we have conversations that come to you as an afterthought.